If you're learning English, you've probably come across grammar at some point. Grammar is important because it helps you speak and write clearly, and it helps others understand you. But many learners feel frustrated when it comes to grammar. It can seem confusing or difficult, and sometimes it feels like there are too many rules to remember. Don't worry. In this video, I'm going to share the best methods for learning English grammar that will make it easier and more fun. If you stick with me until the end, you will learn how to improve your grammar, understand it better, and use it confidently. So, let's get started. 1. Learn grammar in context. One of the most important tips I can give you is to learn grammar in context. What does that mean? It means you should learn grammar by seeing how it's used in sentences and conversations. Instead of just memorizing rules like a noun is a person, place, or thing, learn grammar by looking at examples. For example, instead of just learning the rule for the past tense, try reading sentences with past tense verbs like I walked to the store or she ate dinner. When you see grammar in context, it's easier to understand how it works. It helps you see how grammar is used naturally, and it makes it easier to remember. You can find examples in books, podcasts, or even online videos. Every time you read or listen to English, pay attention to how grammar is used and try to understand the rules through these examples. 2. Break it down into small parts. English grammar can be complex, so it's important not to try to learn everything at once. Break grammar into smaller pieces and learn it step by step. For example, start by learning how to use the verb to be. I am, you are, he is. Then, move on to simple present tense verbs. I go, you eat, she sleeps. And later learn about past tense or future tense. Focus on one grammar rule at a time. When you're learning a new rule, practice it in different sentences and situations. It will be much easier to remember if you practice it little by little, rather than trying to learn everything at once. And remember that you can always come back to grammar rules you learned earlier. Reviewing them regularly will help you remember them better. 3. Use grammar exercises. Another great way to practice grammar is by doing grammar exercises. You can find many books and websites with exercises for different grammar topics. These exercises help you test your understanding and give you a chance to practice what you've learned. Start with simple exercises, and as you improve, move on to more difficult ones. Doing these exercises helps you see where you're making mistakes, and it gives you a chance to correct them. If you don't understand a specific exercise or rule, don't be afraid to ask for help or look for explanations online. 4. Practice speaking. Speaking is one of the best ways to practice grammar. Even if you don't have someone to speak with, you can talk to yourself in English. Try making simple sentences using the grammar rules you've learned. For example, if you're practicing the present simple tense, try saying, I go to the park every day, or she likes to read books. When you speak, you start to feel more comfortable using grammar naturally. Don't worry about making mistakes. Just focus on using grammar in your sentences. The more you speak, the better your grammar will become. 5. Learn grammar through songs and stories. Another fun way to improve your grammar is by listening to songs or stories in English. Songs are especially helpful because they often repeat sentences or phrases, which helps you remember grammar rules. Try listening to a song and pay attention to the lyrics. Afterward, try singing along. You might be surprised how much grammar you learn by hearing it used in music. Stories also help you learn grammar in context. Whether it's a short story, a TV show, or a podcast, listen carefully to how grammar is used. When you hear grammar being used in a natural way, you can remember it more easily. You can also try reading along with the story or listening to it first and then reading the text afterward. 6. Use grammar apps. There are many apps that can help you practice grammar. Apps like Duolingo, Memrise, or Grammarly provide fun and interactive ways to improve your grammar skills. These apps help you learn grammar through exercises, quizzes, and games, making learning fun and easy. You can practice grammar on the go, whether you're waiting for the bus or during your lunch break. The best part is that many of these apps offer instant feedback, so you'll know right away if you make a mistake and learn the correct answer. 7. Focus on your mistakes. It's completely normal to make mistakes when learning grammar. The important thing is to learn from them. When you make a mistake, don't get frustrated. Instead, take note of what went wrong and focus on fixing it the next time. For example, if you use the wrong verb tense, try to understand why it's wrong and then focus on practicing the correct tense. When you focus on your mistakes, you'll learn faster. Mistakes are just part of the process, and they give you a chance to improve. Don't be afraid to make them. 8. Watch videos and read explanations. Sometimes it can be helpful to watch explanation videos or read articles that explain grammar rules. Websites like YouTube or English grammar blogs have many videos and articles that explain grammar in simple language. These resources help break down difficult grammar rules and make them easier to understand. If you don't understand a rule, don't hesitate to look for an explanation. Sometimes hearing a grammar rule explained in a different way can make it click for you. 9. Practice with a language partner or tutor. Practicing with a language partner or tutor can help you improve your grammar. When you speak with someone, they can help you correct your mistakes and explain any grammar points that are confusing. A tutor can guide you through grammar lessons, giving you direct feedback and helping you understand tricky grammar rules. If you don't have a tutor, you can use language exchange websites like Tandem or HelloTalk to find people who want to practice with you. Speaking with someone helps you improve your grammar in a real, conversational setting. 10. Stay consistent and patient. The last tip is to stay consistent and be patient. Learning grammar takes time, and it's important to practice regularly. Try to practice a little bit every day. Whether it's reading a grammar rule, doing an exercise, or speaking with a partner, consistent practice is key. Don't expect to be perfect right away. It's normal to struggle with grammar at first. The more you practice, the better you will get, and eventually, you'll feel comfortable using grammar correctly without even thinking about it. Be patient with yourself and keep practicing. Over time, you'll see improvement. 11th, use a variety of resources. Don't just rely on one source when learning grammar. Mix things up and use a variety of resources. Combine grammar books, online exercises, apps, videos, and conversations. This variety will help reinforce your learning and keep things interesting. The more resources you use, the more ways you'll have to practice grammar, which will make it easier to remember. 12. Make learning grammar fun. Learning grammar doesn't have to be boring. You can make it fun by playing games, watching English movies or shows, or doing interactive exercises. You can even create your own grammar challenges and reward yourself when you complete them. By making grammar practice enjoyable, you'll be more likely to stay motivated and continue learning. 13. Use real-life situations to practice grammar. One of the best ways to make grammar stick is by practicing it in real-life situations. Try to use grammar rules during your everyday activities. For example, if you're ordering food at a restaurant, think about the correct way to use present simple or future tense. If you're telling a story, pay attention to how you use past tense. This allows you to practice grammar in context and helps you understand how it works in real conversations. You can also practice while you're cooking, cleaning, or doing other activities at home. For example, when you're cooking, you could describe what you're doing. I'm cutting the vegetables, the pasta is boiling, or now I will add the salt. This helps you internalize grammar and use it naturally without thinking too much. 14. Use flashcards for grammar rules. Flashcards aren't just for vocabulary, they're great for grammar too. You can create flashcards with specific grammar rules or examples. For instance, on one side, you could write a rule like present continuous, subject plus, am, it's, are, plus, verbing. And on the other side, you could write an example sentence. She is eating lunch. Flashcards can be a quick and effective way to review and reinforce grammar rules. You can use physical flashcards or use apps like Anki or Quizlet to create digital flashcards. These apps use spaced repetition, which helps you review grammar points at the right time to make sure they stick in your memory. 15. Join online grammar challenges. Participating in online grammar challenges can be a fun and engaging way to practice grammar. Many websites, social media pages, or language apps offer grammar challenges, where you have to complete grammar quizzes or exercises within a certain time frame. By joining these challenges, you can test your knowledge and see how well you're doing compared to other learners. Friendly competition and a bit of pressure can motivate you to keep practicing. Plus, you'll get immediate feedback on your answers, which will help you learn faster. I hope this video helped you guys. If it helped, please subscribe, guys. I'm just trying to grow my channel, I would appreciate